Hi everybody, thanks for joining Create with Dee. Today I'll share with you how you can make these little notepad holders out of the Clearmount stamp cases that Stampin' Up! Sells. You get 4 of the plain cases in a pack, and with a junior legal pad and 1 sheet of 12 by 12 designer paper and any optional embellishments, you can make these cute little notepads. So let's get started. The items that you're going to need again are the Clearmount cases. You get 4 in a pack as stated earlier, and these cases are nice because they have this little plastic sleeve that you can use to tuck in our design and our designer paper in here to make a custom label that's protected in the case. And need some multi-purpose glue, the Tombow, a junior legal pad cut at this is a 5x7, and it does need to be a 5x7 so that it fits inside the case and it closes securely. I found these at Staples. You can get them at any probably office supply store, but you do need to make sure that they're 5x7. They come, the junior legals that I found are 5x8, and so I went up to the desk and at Staples they'll cut it for you. So they cut it down to a true 5x7. You can also find mini pads to put in there as well. Okay, so what we want to do is take a piece of your favorite designer paper from Stampin' Up! Or just some paper that you think that the recipient might like. And again, they're double-sided. And this is 12 by 12, and what I like about this is I've got it so that you can use 1 sheet of paper to do most of your decorating. And I've got it cut at 7. Oops, let me move the camera here. Okay, so it's cut at 7 by 10.5. So 7 by 10.5. This will be the part that'll go inside of our case. You've got a 1.5-inch strip here that we'll use to decorate the top of the junior legal pad. And we have this wonderful 5 by 12 piece of paper left over that we're going to use to make a little envelope to put on the opposite side of the notepad so that you could tuck in some receipts. Okay, so what you would want to do first is, if you wanted to have any embellishments on your insert, now would be the time to do it. You want to make it, again, you want to make sure that you try to keep it here on the right side of the paper for whatever embellishments. Here's an example. I made a little monogram. The ribbon and the monogram is all inside of it so that there's nothing on the outside. This is my preference. That way if this gets tucked into a purse or something, the outside doesn't get dinged up. And our work doesn't get messed up, and people can enjoy it a lot longer. Okay, so let's say that I've got it decorated however I want. And Stampin' Up's designer paper is so pretty you wouldn't even necessarily have to do any decorating. But this just tucks in. Again, this is the 7 by 10.5 part of it. It tucks into the sleeve of the case. And you kind of just center it. You don't have to do any pre-scoring on it to make the binder, because when you fold it shut, it does it for you. Isn't that so cute? And then because it's double-sided, you get to enjoy the back side of the paper as well. Okay, the next thing that we do, we have this little 1.5-inch strip left over, and I'm going to take the Tombow, and I'm just going to put some adhesive on the top here. You can do that with sticky strip as well. And I will cover that top part. And you could cut this, at 5 inches first. I just like to go ahead and do it from the back side, just in case the notepad isn't exactly 5 inches across. That way. And it's cute. By putting the glue just on the top part here, you have this little flap, and so when you tear off your paper, the flap stays there. Okay, so then you could go ahead and use sticky strip or Tombow to keep it permanently on this side. Some of my gals that have been making these, they say that they don't want to adhere it down because they want to make sure that if the pad gets used up that they can just go ahead and get another pad and keep it in there loose. And it's going to fit in there nice and tight. Okay, so the pad's done. Now for the envelope on the side. this is our remaining 5 by 12. I'm going to go ahead and cut an inch of it off so that it's a 5 by 11, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I took an inch off, and again, it's a 5 by 11. Got my Simply Scored scoring tool, and to make the envelope, what we're going to do is we're going to score at a 1/2 inch, and we're going to score at 4 1/2. So basically, whatever size your paper is that you're working with, come in a 1/2 inch from either direction. I'm going to go ahead and turn it so that now the 11-inch side is facing, or is up on top. I'm going to come to the 3-inch score mark and the 7 1/2 inch. Okay, so I've got my scoring for the envelope. Now what I'm going to do is, and you'll want to have your bone folder handy. We're going to go ahead and fold and crease each of our score marks. Okay, so you can kind of see how that envelope's coming together. And at this point, you kind of want to decide on what, I want to have basically the same pattern that's on the outside to be the outside of the envelope. So when so it's going to be the side that we want, right side down on the table. That way you're making sure that you get the side up that you want for your envelope. And what I'm going to do next is cut out the corners on all 4 corners, and I'm going to use those score marks to guide me of where to cut out those rectangles. And I'll be right back. So all 4 corners are cut out now. Now I'm going to take my Tombow again, and I'm going to put a thin bead along the bottom flap, or the bottom side. And on these side flaps, I'm going to tuck those in. These are going to be the walls of our envelope pocket. And I'm going to fold up that side that has the Tombow on it. And then I already have my little pocket, my little envelope. And what I like to do is take my scissors, and I'm going to cut this little square piece, or rectangle piece here. I'm going to cut it at a diagonal in there. It just, to me, makes it look like it's a little finished at that point and have that angle of the envelope. So again, let's come in and kind of take a triangle notch out. And then if you wanted to, you could enhance the envelope flap here. I took the scallop border on mine and made a little fancy border. And again, what we're going to do is, to make sure that the envelope stays down, take my Tombow and put that, or again, sticky strip on. I'm not going to adhere mine just yet because I am going to come back and make the scallop on it. And then you put it in there. And you are all finished now with your little notebook. Again, they're kind of addictive, meaning that you're like, oh, that was a fun design. Let's try this. What does this designer paper look like? On here, the embellishments are on the outside of the case. So again, you can put things on the outside for 3D. Again, just showing you all sorts of example. Here's the stocking die. This is tucked on the inside. I love this one for Christmas shopping list. Here's one that I just cut the flap off of, so the receipts or whatever can just tuck right in there. Some designer paper from last year. So again, have fun. Again, the cases are kind of in the back with accessories in the catalog. And I hope you have fun making your notebook cases. Happy crafting, everybody. Bye-bye.